G'day ladies and gentlemen, aussiebede from Newcastle, Australia. Today we're going to discuss silver and the a rarity of it and the ratio of its value. Makes up 0.075 parts per million of the Earth's crust. But it is more rare than copper and it's more rare than zinc, but less rare than gold. So according to the United States Geological Survey, the estimated global reserves of silver are around 550,000 metric tonnes. While this may seem like a significant amount, it's worth noting that silver is widely used in various industries, including electronics, solar panels, and jewellery. So to put this into perspective, here's a rough estimate of the abundance of different metals in the Earth's crust. So copper is 50.100 parts per million. Zinc is 70.100 per million. But silver is 0.075 parts per million. And gold is 0.003 parts per million. It's still considered a precious metal. So what we need to do is consider that if $60 for silver is a fair price. Now we've got silver, if I'll just look at my note here, is $59.27. And gold is $5,235 an ounce, Australian. So what we need to do is look at the ratio. So in the past, the ratio has been 1:1, 7:1, 15:1, but over the last 50 years, in the early stages, it was 35:1. But in the last 5 to 10 years, it's been up in the 80s and even over 100:1. So we need to work out if this is a fair price. And the way we do that is the ratio. Now, if we say it's 35:1, and I'll just get my calculator out, we'll go $155 times the ratio that we're going for is 35, and the value is, so that's $5,425. So we're still $200 short. But ladies and gentlemen, I think that's fairly a fair price. So silver should be $150 an ounce if you go on previous ratio. And ladies and gentlemen, that's not going on the much lower ratios of the 15:1 that it was for many, many years. So ladies and gentlemen, in looking at that, the price of silver today should be $150. It's currently sitting at $59.27. So ladies and gentlemen, there has been evidence of manipulation. A lot of companies have been fined and taken to court, but have settled before the court cases. They've settled out of court for a very significant amount of money, which does give an indication that there has been manipulation. But there is evidence, ladies and gentlemen, that this manipulation will be coming to an end, or at least being checked. Now, what's happened is that the ETFs have overextended, meaning that they've sold more contracts than there is silver available in their vaults, and more of their customers, instead of cashing out in cash, they're asking for the actual silver, and they're getting themselves caught out by this maneuver from the investors. So ladies and gentlemen, it's something to keep an eye on. Now, another aspect of it is the volts. All the volts, the COMEX, the LVMA, they all have a reduced amount of merchandise in their vaults for sale. They do have some to back themselves up, but it's not for sale. So very limited amount of silver and even gold for sale. Now, ladies and gentlemen, also we know that countries as like China, Russia, India, and the list goes on, are all investing in silver and gold. They're upping the ante, and not just in ounces, ladies and gentlemen, they're buying tons and tons of it. And in the last 2 years, increase in buying silver and gold. So somebody knows something's going on. A lot of people are saying that the fiat is going to crash. But ladies and gentlemen, how else are we going to deal if we do not have fiat? Fiat will need to be part of our society. It may be restructured, but we need fiat. We need it to work. So there is a solution that the fiat will be backed by gold. So then gold will be revalued. And when the gold is revalued, ladies and gentlemen, it'll be too expensive for investors. So then silver will be the next go-to. So watch this space, ladies and gentlemen, and keep an eye on what is happening. The BRICS nations are also combining their resources, and they might even come up with a new digital currency backed by gold, away from the American dollar and away from the American digital currency that they will create. So at this time, ladies and gentlemen, silver is still relatively low, but there's a lot of evidence to say that it will increase in price over the next 5 years. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this is not investment advice, but it is advice to know where all your eggs are, so to speak. Okie doke. Good on you, mate. Aussie Beat from Newcastle, Australia. See ya.